Welcome, everybody, to episode 6 of MacLight's Shards of Amber. Thank you for tuning back in. We have our 4th and 5th special guests tonight, Kim and Sean. Thank you for filling in. Next game, we will get back to our normal game, which is including Chris, a.k.a. Rolf the Looter, a.k.a. Yip Yap. He is back from his work, and he will be back in the mix. So before we get started, here's a quick recap of what's going on. So Yip Yap and Zerrick are still missing, presumably kidnapped by the Zentarum based on the symbol found at the site. The party discovered that Mia, everyone's favorite bartender, is a distant granddaughter of Delthrin Everett, the necromancer who saved the city 150 years ago from pirates by raising an undead army. The party has agreed to help Delthrin clear his name because everyone believes he is raising all the zombies in Marsember currently. The party, however, is not completely trusting of him, and he is not completely trusting of the party. And finally, they return to Delthrin's old home to reinvestigate, and upon leaving, Quill believes he sees a child in blue turning a corner down the way. And that's where we will pick up. So, Quill, as you look out the back and you look down to the left, you catch just the slightest blue, like, cape type shirt turning around a corner, maybe 3.5 feet tall. Looks like a little kid turning the corner.
I'm gonna grab Osel immediately and just tell him I think that we see Young Fen ahead of us, and I'm gonna take immediate leave and start running towards where I saw the kid.
Okay.
I'll go running off after him.
I'll follow for sure.
All right, so you all three take off, peel away. You're going down. Quill, roll me perception. That's a 7. Yeah, you think you're following him. You think you're on the right path. If anyone else wants to assist, go ahead and take a look since you're going that way too.
Definitely.
Yeah, Avion, you definitely yeah, Osel, you think you're like, yeah, you seem to be right, Quill. I'm gonna follow you, and then Avion, you're rolling down, and you're like, I definitely know it's this way. So you're trucking, you're like kind of pushing them up into, like, you're kind of behind them, and you've kind of got your hand on their back, like directing which way they should go. So you make a couple blocks, and you kind of turn into a more populated part of the city. So it is evening. People are out. There's, kind of torches and lamps being lit along the way outside of people's homes and kind of down the street. The thing about Marsember is the city isn't always like, it's kind of pockets. Since there are all these little like marsh islands, you go from what is a nice area to a not nice area, and it just kind of bounces around all over the place. Oh wow, thank you, Coconut Monkey. That's 2 more divine rerolls for Steven's birthday, so you guys are up to 5 now.
Yay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coconut.
Boom, you guys might need him tonight. Ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're like, you've left what was this at one point nice house of his that's kind of been run down, and you're now into like a little bit like middle class area of Marsember, one of their little pockets that way. So you're running down the street, you're rolling down, and you see people, and you start to come up, and you're passing alleys, and you think you're on the right path. You're pretty positive things are going that way. And as you come up to the next alley on your right, someone pops out. And it's a woman, human woman. And she kind of, here, I'll throw it on the map so you guys can see it. Let me switch real quick so you guys can see this. And you guys make it down this way, and you're running and you're hustling and you're like pushing past people at one point, and you come up and you run into this woman, and she just kind of like gets into your way. She pops out and like actively in the middle of your way.
Oh, I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna actually like try to push past her, and then realize that I'm not pushing past her. I'm just kind of tripping, and I immediately fall.
I walk up and I pick up Quill and give him a look like, come on, man, we're trying to do something here. Like, stop messing around.
That was an obvious mistake. So.
Oh. Where are you all going?
We're on the trail of a young person, as it were.
If I tell you we're chasing a child, would you hold that against us?
He is a known fugitive, if that makes any difference.
Well, I don't think you're gonna find him, first of all. And second of all, you need to go back and talk to Mia. Right? Am I on the right one?
Mia, what does she have now?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, thank you. She has some information for you, and you need to get back there and give her a good talking to, or rather, she needs to give you a talking to.
I'm just
who are
brushing
you?
myself off.
How do you know Mia?
Well, I'm Booyah. I work in the kitchen, so I just know everybody. But I'm supposed to bring you back to her.
We're chasing a known fugitive with answers.
He also might be a demon.
A demon boy fugitive?
Yeah,
Why-
it seems intense, but it's probably true.
Well, you. I think you. No, you just need to come with me and go talk to Mia at the Tankard of Eels. She has more information for you.
Mia. That woman frustrates me to no end.
I say we do what Booyah says.
Yeah, I guess we're going back to the tankard.
And how do you know Mia again? Other than being a cook? Like,
Well, we just know each other from around town. When you're a cook in this town for 5 years, you get to know everybody.
alright.
So, are you coming with me then?
We're gonna come with you. I
Yes.
still want to chase the child, but we'll come with you.
All right.
Okay.
And I will proceed to lead them away.
Yep. So you guys all bounce. Strangely, this group is extremely trusting of new people, and you all bounce out and you do follow her back to the tankard. You also kind of understand that, Mia has connections that you have not been able to establish yourself. So it's something, you guys probably would deal with. So you guys roll back to the tankard of eels. Rolling back up, and let's just switch into this here. So you guys head back into the tankard of eels. Your table, of course, is open. Your favorite table, just inside the door. And are we going? Is it? Are we calling it Buala or is it?
Booyah, I guess is what we're
We're
calling
calling her
it.
Booyah. We're calling you Booyah. Okay. So,
Let me correct my notes.
right, Booyah.
Well,
So-
when you spell it wrong, and that's what you go with. So,
So Booyah walks in to the tankard of eels, and upon strolling in, you of course see Mia busy at work. It's a little busier than normal tonight. It is kind of like a Friday night, and it's busier than you guys have seen it. Strangely enough, it's almost like she's reserving your table because she knows you're coming. So you walk in, you see her up at the bar. She's running around. She kind of gives you a quick wave and runs back over and does her typical thing where she's grabbing people's drinks and running back and forth. And you all make your way to your table, and Booyah, you kind of see them sit down, and you turn and you sit with them. I have a feeling I know what Quill is going to do. Quill, what are you going to do?
I'm already at the buffet.
So, as you guys walk in, Quill takes a hard left around the corner, comes back up, jumps over, and fills his plate and his pockets probably with what's on the buffet. Which at this point it's kind of like hard salamis and hams, some olives. There's also a couple of like little dishes that have sauces in them, and they're like different colors. It's not something you've seen before. Typically,
I don't understand them, but I want them.
like you put your face down and you smell, and it's different spices than what you've ever smelled before. They smell good though, so do with that what you want.
I'm gonna take as many as I can back to the table.
Okay.
I would dump out my water skin, put in the sauces.
So you roll up to your seats. Booyah, you sit down with them, and Mia kind of comes up to you guys, and she says, "Oh, I'm so glad you're back. I am so glad you ran into Booyah. I ran into her the other day. I told her if she ever saw you out and if things looked like maybe you were in trouble, that to intervene and bring you back here. I don't want you guys getting in more trouble than you need to be. This is probably not the best place to talk. We should probably make our way back down to our cellar location where we can talk in private, because I have some crazy stuff for you. So I'm going to get you all your normal drinks, and I will be right back. When I give you the cue, just come with me." And she seamlessly peels off, goes right back into it, and to anyone paying attention, there'd be no way to know what she was doing. There's enough of a background of noise that no one can really hear what you're saying. She comes back around and kind of gives you guys the signal and peels off back around the side of the bar, kind of where those stairs go back down to the cellar that you guys used before. She takes you back down there, and as you're walking past the bar and you all filter past, as you all move past, who's going to be last? Who's going to be going down last?
I'll be last. I'll have my plate of food and I'm eating while I'm walking.
Well, it looks like you got a good appetite there, son.
Got to feed all the beasts.
Well, you got a lot of beast in your belly?
You could say that.
Well, that's excellent. I think we'll get along just fine.
I think we will.
So as Quill, as you make the turn and start to go down, you notice there was a dark elf, a drow, sitting at the table, or sitting at the bar. And as you peel around, he gets up and he follows you.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk kind of sideways with my plate, but still just eating and walking.
And
kind of don't really pay. I do pay attention to him, but I'm just like, whatever this is, I'm with a lot. He is few, so I'm fine.
And you go down the stairs, and Avion and Osul and Booyah and Mia are already down there. And as you guys have kind of situated and you're waiting on Quill, you do notice this dark elf come down too. And Mia says, "Oh, okay, good. Don't be shocked. He's okay. This is Nero. And he is going to be able to help you guys, because I think you're going to need it."
More like we're all going to be able to help each other.
Glad to have you with us, Nero. If you're able to help, that we never have too much help around here.
Thank you for that welcome. It's Osul.
Correct. Yes.
I guess I'll point around. Quill.
Yes.
Avian.
Avion. I'm gonna be eyeing him up and down, sort of sizing him up.
My apologies. And Booyah?
Yes. Yes, that's my name.
Exotic name. It's lovely.
I'm glad you like it. It runs in the family. It was my grandma's name.
Interesting. I'll put that down in my journal of my travels.
My great-grandmother Booyah took her name. So Mia looks around and she says, "So, as you know, my Scarlet End contacts have been giving me information, and I know you're looking for this Young Fen. We have reason to believe that he may be a very, very old necromancer as well. And talking with Delthrin and some of the other people, the contacts we have, and she's like visibly like she's freaked out. Like even talking about this, she's distraught. This is very uncomfortable for her. Delthrin believes that, as you discussed, this young Fen may in fact be his old, I hate to say comrade, but his old fellow student, Janik.
He told us of Janik.
Then why would you have us stopped chasing him? We were on his tail. We would have gotten him.
No. If you were chasing him, he wanted you to be chasing him. He is more powerful than you could begin to imagine.
That's
Delthrin,
unfortunate. I was looking forward to introducing him to my glaive.
you think that Delthrin has informed me that, well, Delthrin fears him. If he truly is what he is, if he's able to jump from body to body, if he's currently inhabiting the body of a child, he's probably used that to learn and continue his life. He like Delthrin is over 150 years old. And
Now, what is this? Is this chutney?
And she
Wait.
like turns and just looks at you like in complete disbelief.
Nero will look from Quill eating back. These are both humans who are over 150 years old.
And she turns like completely like turns back from Quill and looks at you and she says, Nero, yes, that's correct. Delthrin, I probably haven't told you, but Delthrin is my great many time grandfather. I've only known this for maybe the past year or two. He has no other family. I'm all that's left. I'm the only one that will listen to him or take him in. I'm not proud of what he's done. He's not proud of what he's done, but he believes that he needs to do it in order to protect the city. He says he's used something called clone, a clone spell maybe to continue his life, to keep going and gaining knowledge and continue learning to try to remain powerful enough to protect the city. And this Janik or Young Fen, as you will, we're not exactly sure how he's been doing it, but given the fact that he's inhabited the body of a child, that's some very dark magic. Very powerful dark magic at that.
Indeed it is. Those rituals aren't easy, nor are they without consequences.
And if one is able to do that, as much as I like you and as heroic as you all have been, I don't think you would stand a chance, especially if Delthrin fears him. So I've put people out around so that if they see you, to stop you and try to get you back into a better place where we can talk and maybe get you more help. That's why I've brought in Nero. He has knowledge, many things. He will be a good source. He might be able to help find weaknesses, or possibly even recruit more people.
How many people do you think we're going to need?
Delthrin has said that if it gets bad enough, he will come. And with Delthrin, I think you would be okay.
So we're assuming that they can conjure the zombies as that's what's been happening. We're assuming that's him.
Yes, we believe it is he who has been summoning the undead, trying to make it look like Delthrin, thereby tarnishing his name, trying to draw him out. For some reason, he's trying to draw him into a fight. We aren't sure why. But something, he wants something. It could be the amber. It could be his knowledge. Maybe he's going to try to take Delthrin's body. We don't know.
Either way, as much as I would like to have your great necromancer grandfather with us, if this young Fen wants Delthrin out, I don't think we should let him. Who knows what component he could serve that we don't even understand. Plus this amber I find perplexing.
we have interacted with the amber before, and it has some magic to it. That's for sure. It's an evil substance that of powers we know not as of yet, except that it is quite powerful, and it has a bit of a personality, if one be honest.
I came here looking for this amber.
You're looking for the amber as well.
Rumors have been popping up, whispers in the shadows of these things. What bothers me is that in all of the research I've done, I can't find anything definitive on the amber, and I should. I've known the places to look.
So no one knows exactly what the amber does. Delthrin alludes to knowing what it does, and he possibly has a piece, and someone might be after it. So how the hell do we find out what it does?
Well, preferably if we help with the Young Fen, we should have the amber for study. Study its nature.
That's what scares me. Is that the unknowing are now handling the amber.
Well, it would need to be in a controlled environment, to be sure. Locked away somewhere. Certainly not running around the streets of Marsh Ember.
Yeah.
Unlike some heads that we've captured at some point in our journeys.
Oh, so you're living in the past? That was 3 days ago. We don't need to go there.
Quite right.
Mia, on a lighter note, what do we do now? Like, where should we go? Where do we master forces? We got Nero now, and is the cook coming with us?
Well, I don't have to cook for the next couple of days. We got some new guys in the kitchen, and
you can
quite
still
frankly,
cook. You could just come with us.
I could cook for you guys if you want.
Stars have
nothing better to
aligned.
do.
We have found our journey.
And at that point, Mia looks at you, Booyah, and she says, "Now, sweetheart, you don't have to go back to adventuring. I know you gave that life up, but
Well, yeah, I enjoyed it when I was out there, and it's been a few years. I don't know. I don't much like being around the kitchen when other people are cooking, and I don't know what else to do with myself right now. So, if there's amber to be found, you say, that sounds like a good adventure to be having.
if you choose to go with them, I cannot guarantee your safety. This is
Honey, I've been in dangerous spots before. It ain't nothing new to me.
I think Quill can, because he'll be enjoying the fruits of your labor for sure.
I will die for you.
You haven't even had one of my sweet rolls yet, honey. Here you go.
Don't tempt him. Don't tell him things that
I
have
was
not
put my
come
nose
back
actually into the sweet roll, like not outside of it, but into it.
You're supposed to bite it, honey. You don't just shove your nose in it.
We savor. We savor.
Well,
and Mia just kind of like, as Quill is doing this, Mia is just looking at all of you and kind of like thinking to herself, what have I gotten all of them into, and how did this group ever function? Like, you can just see the realization like washing over her face, like I may have gotten them into something way bigger than they're ready for. But she doesn't say anything. She like kind of shakes her head and goes back to... So she says, okay, so Nero,
Mia.
you know the ways of this city, even though you are relatively new. Booyah. Sorry, that's going to mess me up. Booyah. You too know this city. Avion, you also know this city. You have contacts I will put you in touch with them. And she like flashes this hand signal. She's like, the Scarlet End uses this as a way of knowing who its members are. Memorize this and then use it should you need to, should you get into a pickle. I'm also going, he's not going to be joining you, but he too has some information for you. When you go back upstairs, Sensu will be able to drop a few more bits of knowledge that he's gained from the words on the dock, the word on the street on the docks. Word on the dock? And he too will be able to help inform some of these decisions. If Janik or Young Fen or whatever he's calling himself these days is truly trying to take over, some of the other things we've heard is that he's working with the Zentarum, whoever these Zentarum people are. We know they're trying to make their way into what the Scarlet End has established, and it's causing all sorts of problems. Well, we just lost Shannon.
Oh no.
I'll fix that here in a minute.
Ah,
And she says, they've caused all sorts of problems. So, let's start with trying to corner some of the Zentarum. Zents, I believe they call themselves. See what we can squeeze out of them. We'll start there. She goes, let's go back upstairs. Sensu is up there. He'll be able to talk. I'm going to take a quick break right now while we try to sort out what's going on with Shannon, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. And welcome back. Thank you for dealing with some of the fun technical issues. It's not a Castle Mac streamed game if something isn't failing from technology. We've gone through Zoom and Discord and Skype, and there is no one good solution. So, before we get started, Sean, can you just turn your camera a little bit?
Yeah.
A little bit more. Keep going. That's good right there.
All right.
Good. It's good enough. So, where we left off was you all are in the basement, in the cellar of the Tankard of Eels, and Mia has introduced Nero to the group as a way to help try to track down some Zents. You also know that your good friend Yip Yap and your newish friend Zerrick the Humble, both of them were kidnapped, disappeared in a black orb. Everything went black when you saw the orb disappear. Nothing was there. They were missing. You could hear a scuffle, some fighting, if you will, some restraining. And then the orb disappeared. They were gone. And on the ground, you did see what you came to find out was a symbol of the Zentarum. So these dots may be starting to connect for you guys. Mia is going to set you up there, and you all go back upstairs. As you filter up, you make your way back to the table. And sitting at your table is Sensu. And he kind of stands up and he goes, "Hello, my friends.
Oh, no.
Avian, it is so good to see you again. Mr. Osel, Mr. Quill, lady I do not know, and the man with dark skin who I also do not know." Kidding, I know both of you. You are funny people.
You do indeed. You still owe me money, in fact.
I owe nobody anything anymore. I paid all of my debts.
I find that hard to believe, sir.
I am Sensu, even-keeled and debt-free.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not notice the big undead shark head on the wall now? And you all turn, and there's like this giant undead shark head that you all had killed. He has now like taxidermied the crap out of it, and it's just like this giant gaping maw with like fake undead skin kind of hanging off of it, and like the gills kind of peeling away, and it's massive. And
It's Shark Week at the Tankard.
and Mia comes back up, and she's like, "I didn't."
Surprise!
And she's just kind of looking at it, and Sensu goes, "They told me you wanted something new for the place. Make it a little spicier in here. You do not have any entertainment. This will be a good talking point. Give people something to discuss while they have good drinks and good food."
Also goes and kind of pokes the bottom of me like, yeah, well, that'd just be a talking point as he's thinking about it trying to attack us.
And Mia's just kind of like, she shakes her head. She goes, I can deal with this later. We have other things more pressing than a giant undead shark. What? It is massive, my lord."
I'm sorry about that, Mia. That's terrible to have in your tavern.
I can deal with this later. We can put it over in the back and bring it out on special occasions, and maybe they'll make a holiday after you for killing this thing. I don't know. We'll see what happens in this place. This city's just, ever since you arrived, this city has just been crazy. Sometimes I wish, I don't know, I hate to say it, that as much as I like you, it would have been easier if you had never showed up.
That's the spirit.
I'm sorry. It's everything
Well-
was calm. Everything was fine, and then like she's just visibly distraught. She's just
It was not designed to make us feel special. Yeah.
I'm
But this chutney,
It's
is special, so
it's-
we're gonna forgive what you just said.
it's. She just takes a deep breath and just blows it out. Like she still doesn't know how to handle you, Quill.
I'm gonna go over to her and pull her into another awkward hug. And say, look, I know things are really crazy, but we're gonna fix things. We're gonna make everything okay again. I promise.
We didn't cause this, Mia. We're trying to help. And the shark, we thought was cool. If you don't like it, you can do what you will. But I think it's pretty cool.
It may end up growing on me. We'll see. We shall see. Anyhow, Sensu, be Sensu. Tell them what you know. Okay, friends, here we go. You know the city a little bit. Avian, you know how to get around. Nero, you know. Booyah, you also know. I don't need to tell you. You can lead them around. And he goes through this long diatribe of places to go visit and people to go see and secret handshakes and ways to knock on doors. And it's completely over the top and there's way too much information and you really take in very little of it whatsoever. In fact, you feel a little bit worse for doing actually listening to him. And then he kicks back and goes, so, now you know everything I know. You know how to fix all of these things. Mia, now our debt is paid. Thank you very much. Enjoy your shark. I am out of here. Back to the docks. If I hear anything, I will let you know, Mia. And he whoosh, just peels off and takes off very quickly. A quick turn and exit, not giving any of you time to really track him down a little bit.
I like that guy.
He unsettles me.
I think that's partially why I like him.
Unsettling as he is, he's incredibly effective at what he does. Many people know him.
How could they not? He makes himself known very well.
And they know him for
Exactly.
the wrong reasons.
Or the right ones. They're the reasons that he wants to be known for.
I think you give him far more credit than he deserves. I've worked with him for the past 3 years.
Perhaps I do. I would trust you.
So,
All right.
the one bit of information that actually seemed reasonable, believable, and actionable was that in a certain part of the city, in one of the small islands, there is a known, what they've come to find is a known Zentarum safe house. And that they have seen Young Fen going in and out of there from time to time. So he's given you that, and he's given you a little bit of information on that. It seems reasonable. It seems actionable. It seems like a good way to get in, a good start, if you will. It's probably 30 minutes or so away. Walking.
Shall we get going? This seems to be the way to get more information on what all is going on around here. I believe that this is the way to go.
I'll catch up with you guys in a second.
As you wish.
Booyah, are you coming with?
Oh, yeah. I'm with you. I said I was coming.
All right, I just want to know if you're coming now or later. So let's just go ahead and, I guess, make our way. Osul, as usual, will you lead?
As is accustomed, yes.
So you all peel out. Avian, you stay behind.
Yeah. I'm gonna go and quickly pull Mia back into the back room
Okay.
and say, look, you know the absolute worst of what I've done, and you've never judged me for it, and you're the dearest friend that I have here, and I just want you to know how much I care about you. And that if I die, Just remember me as a good person, okay? I want someone to remember me as a good person.
I remember when I first, I guess, met you, stumbling in, bleeding, waking up, putting you in that room, taking care of you. I don't let, I try not to let people get hurt. I saw something in you. I still see something in you. I know you don't believe it yourself, but there's plenty of good in you, Avion. And if we all survive this, whatever this is, I think we'll all have a good laugh. And you may have not a laugh, but a realization. Go, be safe, and come back. And don't come back the way you first came. But if you do, I'll still take care of you. She gives you like this just big hug. And it lasts just a couple seconds longer than you think it should. And she like breaks the embrace, kind of grabs you by the shoulders, turns you, and just gives you a push.
I just head out the door and catch up with the crew.
Okay.
Also turns back around. Avian, glad you caught up with us.
Yeah, just had to run to the restroom for a minute. You know, powder my nose, girly things.
That's a good idea. This will be a long journey, perhaps.
So, you guys proceed out into the streets. It's dark. It's probably, I mean, there's still torchlights and stuff like that going on. It's maybe like 7:30 p.m. The people are out, still going about, and the city's it's a big city, so people are still bustling about, going to and fro, restaurants, taverns. You see, like occasional bar fights spill out. It's early for this place, and you're kind of like, whoa, we don't need to go in there. And you quickly, briskly make your way, and people continue to still recognize you. Like, you get the look from people, especially you, Osil and Quill, having saved all those kids. You get like that nod of approval every once in a while. Like, the people walk by, and like an older gentleman will kind of give you like that head nod. And Avion, you see a couple people Booyah, you see plenty of people you've worked with, and that and a couple people are freaked out. They see like the assembly of you, and they know something is wrong. Like, all these rumors of zombies and the actual occurrence of zombies and undead. And you offer both like a disturbing and a reassuring presence. So it's this weird like dichotomy of, you freak me out, but I'm glad you freak me out. And you keep going, and you come to this door. It looks like a regular building. It's nondescript. It looks like it may be like the front of a typical storefront. Windows are like soaped out, so you can't quite see in. And you do a quick pass, like you come up to it, and there you are. This is where Sensu told you about.
Quick question, DM. I have detect magic at will, so I plan to just keep it rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Am I picking anything up as I look at the door of the building from about where we're at?
Nope. It seems you're not picking anything up whatsoever.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'll say that out loud. I don't sense any magic surrounding the door or the building as I run my hands along the brick stone.
Well, I'm glad that's the one less thing we have to worry about this time.
Hey, Osil, you want to knock on the door and maybe...
Yeah, sure. So I'll walk up and I'll take out my glaive and kind of tap on the door with some force behind it to let them know we're serious.
Are you doing just a regular knock, or are you doing the knock that Sensu told you about?
Be like, there is the specific knock, Master Osil.
Oh, how could I forget? Please remind me.
It's 2, 1, 3.
2, 1, 3.
And Quilla's just back there, like, air knocking on things. Nothing, you don't, nothing happens. You don't hear anything. The door doesn't crack. Nothing.
I look around. Did I do it wrong?
Maybe
No,
the
maybe
first
not.
knock threw them off. Do it again.
All right, and so I'll take out my glove and go. 2, 1, 1, 2, 3.
And you wait a second. Still nothing.
Try it with your shirt off.
That would take a while. Quill.
Okay.
This place, everybody could be cleared out. They could be dead. Or they could be waiting for us with a trap.
All right, then I try to bash down the door.
Okay. It's. Go ahead and make a. Just make a attack roll against the door.
All right.
Yeah, that's a 21. So yeah, you definitely hit that door. How are you attacking? Like, you're using your quarterstaff. You're using like the butt end to try to. What are you doing? How are you trying to?
I take a couple steps back. I get a running start and pole vault myself into the door.
Okay, so you full on like hurl yourself, shoulder check this thing, and yeah, you knock it off its hinges. It's hanging like where the 3 hinges are on the one side and the doorknob, like the door latch, is kind of on this side. The latch is still like barely hanging on where the door handle is, but the 3 hinges have broken free of the frame.
I just stand in the doorway and say, "Knock, knock."
And
Well, I'm impressed.
Very Arnie of you. That's awesome.
Avion, roll perception for me.
All right.
Since you're the first one through. 13. You strangely don't hear anything. There are no footsteps. There is no like commotion. It's not what you were expecting.
My friends, so you know how Mr. Everett had secret passages underneath the tavern? And if this was somebody that used to work with him, do you think there would be secret passages also here? So we're not feeling anything right now here? Maybe there's something downstairs? Maybe there's a passageway. And I'm just going to put my hands on the ground and see if I feel any negative, anything unnatural in that entire area.
So yeah, are you using your Olwa sense? Okay, so yeah, you try to reach out to the plant life. You're inside of a city, and you really try to like focus on the root systems, maybe some like of the plant life that would be in the canals, but you can't really get a good sense. There's not enough natural elements of plant life here for you to be able to make that connection.
Damn it! All right.
But what you do notice, Avion and Quill, as you walk in is. Like, you walk in and there's a hallway and there appear to be some doors, but at the very end, it's just a set of like steps down. There's what you think would be this building appears to be different on the inside than it looks on the outside. It's more of like a funnel directly downstairs.
Oh,
Now-
so we'll walk in the door and I'll cast Divine Sense.
Okay. No undead, no fae. Nope, you're not picking anything up.
That's strange. Very strange.
Is it totally dark in this place?
It is right now, yeah. Like, you can just see, like, with the door cracked and the light coming in, you can just see down enough to see that
Okay.
there are some stairs dropping off.
Maybe
Sorry.
they all heard that we were coming and they ran away.
I just tap Osel's shoulder and I go, like, kind of, hey man, this is kind of your specialty.
Yes.
Let's go in first.
Let's go.
For both of you, I'll be like, allow me, and I'll just cast dancing lights and have an orb. I'll send orbs out ahead of you.
Sure.
Oh, thank.
I turn around and I say, this guy's helpful. I like this guy.
So the lights spin down like down the hallway, illuminating some of the doors. There's like 4 doors, 2 opposite each other, and it's not that far. It's maybe like 30 feet till you get to the maybe not even that, like 20 feet before you get to those steps going down. Do you guys want to go ahead and go down?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So
I'll bring up the rear. I've got that superior dark vision, so I'll be looking behind us,
okay,
safely in the back.
who's gonna take the lead?
Also will.
I'll be right behind him though. I've got dark vision as well, so like I'm happy to stroll with him.
Okay.
I'll be in the middle, I guess.
I'm blind as a bat if there ain't a torch around, so I'll be in the middle too.
I'll
Well,
keep
with the dancing lights, I'll say that it's gonna be visible.
I got 4 of them, so I'll keep 2 kind of right above your head, and then I'll just kind of keep sending the other ones down the hall.
How far did they go?
Let me look again. I think they have a pretty good distance. Where you at, Dancing Lights? Where you at?
I'm assuming they're going to give away our element of surprise, which also probably would have given away by us knocking with a glaive. And
I turn around to Quill. Stealth has never been our specialty.
it's true. It's true.
So I've got a range of 120 feet, and I can move it up to 60 feet to a new
Okay.
spot
Okay.
as you
Awesome.
like.
Okie doke. So yeah, you go through and you move forward. You can see there are unlit torches on the wall that you can light should you want to.
If it, we might as well.
We already got the dancing lights going. We might as well light some torches.
Yep.
Okay.
Light this place up.
Can I? Are they close enough that I would want to leave them on the wall? Like, are there enough of them, or would I want to pick one up?
There's like from what you can tell, there's enough that you could leave them once they're
Okay.
lit and with the dancing lights. You should be good to go.
Thought you were going to toast some marshmallows or something. I don't know. All right.
I got a few of those in my pack if you'd like to.
Absolutely.
What are marshmallows?
They're these little, I'll pull one out and show you. And they're these little white things. They're kind of squishy and they're real sweet. They go real well with a nice cracker. I like to call it graham cracker. They're delicious.
Is it made out of an ooze, like one that grows in the Underdark? It seems like it would.
Do you have gelatin in the Underdark?
Gelatinous cubes, yellow ochre, a number of things. All of them are poisonous. Is this poisonous?
No, honey, this is made from sugar. I haven't put any poison. Well, that's not true.
Can you say sugar again?
Sugar? This is made from sugar.
I'm happy.
I like it.
So, Osel, you're taking the lead, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Walking forward.
Okay. I'll let you control how you want to go. Go ahead. Everybody, if you just want to move your tokens, that's
I'm following
fine.
you, Osel. So
I come up to this corner right here. I think that's the corner.
yep. Okay.
Oh, that's also. I thought that was a baddie. Never mind.
Don't scare yourself.
And that is how Osel met his maker. All right. So, Osil, how would you like to proceed from here?
I think we should. Let's see. I'm gonna look around and see if I look for any kind of hidden doors or trap doors or anything like that around, or hidden anything, I guess.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no,
No.
you don't see what appears to be anything
No idea.
out of the ordinary.
Why did you roll anything?
So, real quick, Kim, is now a good time?
Yes, it would be.
Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break. Kim needs to put her kids to bed real fast, so we're gonna take just like a quick 5-6 minute break. Is that enough time, or do you need a little more?
You should be. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just take a quick break, and then we'll pop back in before we get into some of the crazy stuff. Be right back.
Woo!
Okie doke. Thanks for the quick break. And here we go. So, Osel, you are at point. You, with your wonderful roll of a 9, you have discovered that you don't see anything.
There is nothing down here. So I'm going to keep on walking forward.
Okay. So you keep going, and you can see. Try to keep everybody in frame here. Yeah, so you've got a hallway. There are some unlit torches on the wall. I'm going to just assume that you light them so that your human counterparts and those with dark vision can, or without dark vision, can actually see.
Yeah.
The dancing lights continue to go down too, so you do have those working as well. So you come down to the end, and you do see a door down here at the end.
There's a door ahead. Shall we venture in?
I think so. That's why we're here. We have
Shall
to
I
find
knock first?
It's,
Yeah, is there a special knock for this one, Nero?
I would have expected that was just at the door. We have already broken in, so
Avion, do you still got your kicking ability?
Yep. Knock, knock. I bust the door open.
You don't even try to open it for us.
No. Just straight up gonna try and kick the door open.
So yeah, you're gonna kick.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you rear back, and you just give. Where on the door are you going to kick?
I'm gonna kick at where the handle would be.
Okay. Give me a attack. Just give me like a melee attack roll.
I watch all my good attacks are gonna be against doors.
Doors.
Alright, let's see. Yep.
It's a 16.
Hell yeah.
The dramatic music starts up when I attack the door.
So, you kick this door right at where the like right to the right of the doorknob. It opens left to right. The hinges are on the right side, and you kick just to the right of it, and your foot goes right through the door, like up to your knee through the wood, and the door manages, just like the lock on that side, like the handle is shaking, but the door hasn't opened. Your leg is sticking through it right now.
I'm gonna just sort of finagle my leg so it clicks open the door and I hop in.
So yeah, you kick, you like heel hook the handle down and kind of swing it open, and give me an acrobatics roll.
Yep. Making good decisions. All right.
Yeah, you're fine. So as you like hit it with your heel and like shove it with your hand, like you get your leg just into the right position to where it goes right past your foot, and the door swings open. And as you pile into the room, as you go in, you see two dudes standing outside of a door, lit torches. Yeah, let's get some initiative rolling here. So go ahead, let me clear this out real quick.
My God.
Make sure you click on your token first, and then go ahead and click your.
God damn it, Osel. Seriously. Oh.
Quill.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, so why can you not catch a
Wow, gosh,
Why?
guys,
Why?
that's some rough rolling right there. Not gonna lie. All right, so let's sort this out. Oh gosh, you guys. Let me grab one of these dudes, and I'll just use his initiative off that. Oh,
we're fine.
I love you guys.
I think I've gotten us off to a smashing start, so.
Ooh, wow.
I
Okay.
regret nothing.
All right. So,
I'm always proud of you.
there we go. Okay. Let me fix so our friendly people at home can maybe see some of this. It's hard to tell. Okay, yeah. All right, so we will reorder this now that that dude's gotten in here. All right, Quill, you are up.
Okay. So I'm going to see the face of Avion just being like, oh, shit, there's people right there. And I'm going to immediately just run in front of her. And, well, I thought it was. My token is now
I'll fix it.
in the black.
I got you. So you're gonna run past her.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Right in front of her, maybe to that corner right here.
You go ahead and move her. Put her where you want.
Okay. And I'm just gonna cast Entangle on, like, right where I see the first guy.
Uh-huh.
And so it's a 20-foot radius,
Yep. It's a 20-foot square.
20-foot square.
So
Yeah.
centered on him, you'll get 5, 10, 50. It'll come right up to the edge of you, but it'll catch both of them.
Yeah, I want to go as far back. I want to go as far back as possible so that we have room to go up to them.
Well, if you cast, you'll have to cast it past them then, because if you cast
I'll
it past,
past them.
if you cast it past them, just enough to where it will catch, you can do that. You have the range to do that. What is your spell save DC?
It's 13. Sorry,
13?
13.
Okay, so let me make strength checks for these two dudes, and we'll go from there.
These just look like two human dudes.
No, it's 14. I'm sorry.
It's 14.
Yep.
Yeah. To your appearance, they've got like leather armor. It's black leather armor. They have short swords, hand crossbows, and they just kind of like they see the foot come through. They see you spill out, and then for Quill and Avion, since you can see them, they immediately develop into a defensive stance. So his strength save, that dude fails horribly. That's a 1. So the first guy is a horrible one, and the second one makes it. So the guy to the far guy, he is able to like shake free of this entangle. He is safe, but the guy closest to you is all wrapped up in it. These
Nice. Okay.
vines and sprouts come out of the ground, and it's kind of like there's bricks down there, but there's like dirt between them. So between these bricks come vines, and they just completely entangle and like pull him almost back into the wall. All right, is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Avion.
Alrighty, I'm going to move right here. I guess not. Why is it not letting me move?
Here, I can move you. Where do you want to go?
Just right there. And I'm gonna take a shot with my crossbow at the guy who's entangled.
Okay, go ahead and make that move.
Oh, come on.
Call him Dora. You would have done better.
That was an 8. That definitely does not hit.
Yeah, that's all I got. So.
Okay. We shall move to their turn. So, this guy, he's not made that, so he's entangled. He can't do anything, so he's just like, let me go. Who are you? And he's like just getting, like they keep creeping up his body and just pulling up, like almost covering his mouth at time, and it gets kind of hard to hear him. And the other guy kind of sees his buddy, sees you down there, and he raises up his hand crossbow, and he's going to fire at you, Avion. So he shoots. I'm pretty sure a 7 does not hit you.
Nope.
So he pulls up, and in like the distraught, like tense nature of seeing his buddy just enwrapped in these vines that suddenly appear. He's kind of shaken a little bit, and he pulls it to the left, and Quill, it like barely misses you too. All right, so we've got next Nero. It is your turn.
Okay, well, hearing the commotion, I guess I'll go ahead and move in here behind. If I can.
Do you want to get into the room?
Yep,
Yeah.
just trying to get into the room.
You have to go through the door. I've got it kind of the way it works. Yeah, just follow the path. Yeah.
And I will do as a warlock does. Clutching my Book of Shadows in hand, I will lift up my hand and I will send a green bolt of eldritch energy out.
Yep.
And do nothing.
So yeah, you send it out, and it just like the guy like shrugs back enough as he was getting ready to. Were you shooting at the entangled guy?
Sorry, yes, I was.
Oh, you have advantage against him, so it doesn't matter.
It was already.
Still not.
It still doesn't matter. Like seeing the vines come up, you just like, and it just doesn't work. It's been a minute since you've cast Eldritch Blast.
No, don't typically fight.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
With that, I think with everybody around, I think that pretty much took all my movement to get there through the buds and shoot that off. So nah, okay. I don't have anything else.
Osel, your turn.
All right. I'm gonna roll up in here and do some glaving.
Yep. So you have advantage on this attack, but you'll have advantage. You are not in the entangled space.
Does a 15 hit?
15 definitely hits.
Takes 11 damage.
Okay, I got it. So yeah, you come in with your glaive and you slice in, and this guy is like, you slice through some of the vines and you catch like right down his arm where there's no armor, and you just see like blood start seeping out of the vines, and then like down the vines and then into a pool on the floor. And he can't quite scream. It's like kind of got in his mouth, but you can see like the shaking and hear just muffled. You can hear the pain. It's palpable.
You kind of see a smile come across Ozil's face as he hears those cries.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
No.
Okay. Booyah.
All right. I'm going to come up behind. I guess I will be in front of.
I'll get you there.
Who am I in front of? That's not Quill. Yeah, that is Quill.
Yep.
Okay. So I will be in front of Quill, and I'm going to, as I'm passing by him, I'm going to hand him one of the marshmallows from my pack and use that as a way to give him some bardic inspiration.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
Here you go, honey. When you get to feeling a little bit like you can't quite do it, here, have this, and that'll give you another d6 to roll on any attack or check.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's so cool.
This is the best.
A bard that uses food. I love it.
And then, there's probably going to be somebody harder further in.
If God-given inspiration isn't found, store-bought's fine.
Well, you guys do have 5 divine pre-rolls, so you can roll advantage for yourself, like right away before you make an attack, or you can cause me to roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
You do have 5 of those, and you can inspire each other. If somebody does something really cool, you can choose to inspire that person.
Yeah, I'm totally giving my inspiration to Booyah just for that.
Good, yeah, I was gonna do it if you didn't.
Yeah.
So.
So
All
Kim,
right.
you can go ahead and tick the inspiration box on your character sheet.
Aw. Okay. Well, I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter. One of them is not entangled, correct?
Correct. The farther guy is not entangled.
Okay. So I'm going to try to cast this on him, and my spell save DC he has to beat is a 13.
Intelligence, correct?
I
Oh, it's
believe-
wisdom. No, it's wisdom. It's wisdom.
Wisdom.
Okay, wisdom save. You said 14?
13.
13? All right. Yes, he makes it.
Of course he does. And never mind. That doesn't do a dang thing if I don't beat it. Okay.
So you cast this and like he starts to and then you see him like will it back and like he recomposes himself.
I used to be a lot funnier, I swear.
Okie dokie. Quill, that brings us back to you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna walk past and walk immediately to the guy entangled.
So that's going to put you into the entangle. The line is right like between Osil and that guy. So if you walk there, you're going to have to make your own strength save.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Yeah. I'm dumb enough to do this. What are you talking about?
Against your own spell DC.
And he fails.
And I failed.
So you now are entangled.
Okay.
Let me
It's
mark
fine.
let me mark this up here. Hold on a second because this is just hilarious.
Because you just want me to be entangled by my own.
So both of these guys
And my dagger fails anyway.
You do have bardic inspiration if that helps. I don't know.
I do have bardic inspiration.
Yes.
so let's see. Yeah, you could do that. What was your spell DC? 13 or 14?
14.
Even with it,
No.
it's not going to do it. Even if you rolled a 6, don't waste it.
Okay, so now I'm just standing next to a guy, entangled in my own stuff.
Now, you can, as the spellcaster, you can drop the spell if you want to, but that'll drop it off him too.
Oh no, I'm fine with it being still up.
Okay.
I'm fine with me being entangled. That guy can attack me. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I want this other dude to make a wisdom save for somebody as insane with casting a spell, getting caught in their own vines, and just looking at them.
Yes.
What
Yes.
is this guy
I'm
doing?
in my own vines and I'm like, yes. This is me.
And like the vines
I'm
creep.
still coming after you.
Like you walk through, yeah, and like the vines creep up around you, and you're like, I meant to do this. All right.
Also just like shakes his head.
Avion, it's your turn.
What else did I expect? Okay, I'm gonna walk on up here and be like, Booyah, watch this. I know some really good jokes. I'll make this one laugh. And then I attack with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
Knock, knock!
15 hits for nine damage. So yeah, like this guy, and you crack in and just boom, pop him. Are you targeting any particular place?
I'm targeting, like, right on one of his temples.
So yeah, like you can see basically his eyes are open. He can see everything around. So you're able to crack him in the head, and like you see his head. He can't quite like knock his head because the vines have come up around his neck too, and it's kind of acting like a neck brace. But it like shocks the whole body, and it like moves him over. And he closes his eyes, and he's fighting, but he's up, and not just because he's being held up.
You're supposed to say who's there.
And there's still blood just dripping down like out of the vines onto the floor. All right. Their turn. So he's going to make a strength saving throw against a 14. He does not make it. So he is still restrained. This other guy is going to make a hand crossbow attack against you, Quill, with advantage because you are also entangled.
Restrained.
Yeah, that's going to hit. So you take 6 damage.
Alright.
So he sees you and he's like, and he raises his hand crossbow up and just tink fires one off, and it hits you. It kind of clips part of the vine coming in, but it also sinks kind of into your like in between your arm and where your like cloak area is.
Also looks over and says, I'm not going to help you with that. You're not going to learn anything.
All right, Nero, back to you.
All right, I'm going to draw my rapier, but I again am going to shoot Eldritch Blast out.
Yeah. Which one are you targeting?
Oh, sorry, the ensnared one.
Yeah, you definitely hit 7. So as you do that, go ahead and describe how this guy dies.
I think fairly unceremoniously as everybody is crowded around. I mean, it's just a kind of a hit of eldritch arcane energy that washes over him as he just fades in the vines as he stops fighting.
Yeah.
Go around him more.
Yep, they like his body's still propped up, but it's slumped, and he's just kind of hanging there.
Kind of the first time I feel bad for somebody dying, that we fought.
All right, so we've got.
That's what a drow's for.
All right, Osel, you are up.
All right, I'm going to roll up here and glaive this other guy.
First, you're going to need to make a strength saving throw
I can do that.
against a 14.
Oh my god.
Y'all butt wild.
So you walk in, and as soon as you make it to like here, next to Quill, vines creep up your body, and you are frozen, like glaive out, like locked up.
I look over at Quill. I hate you.
We have been entrusted with saving the city.
And as you look over,
Heroes out. I'm like,
these
I made a
fools,
mistake.
hell no. You look over, Osel, at the guy who's not restrained, and you just see this like evil grin come up, like this is gonna be way easier than I thought. All right, booyah.
Oh, honey, I don't know what you're doing with all those vines over there. That is just a terrible situation. Because I can't walk through there, can I?
You'd have to make a strength saving throw to do it.
Yeah. And wouldn't you know, I didn't give myself any ranged anything. Well,
You got that vicious mockery?
I do. That's about as good as I can do, unfortunately. So it's a DC of 13, and I'm gonna yell at him. You couldn't cut an onion with that. Assuming he has a sword.
He does. He fails.
What? Oh yay! He does 4 psychic damage.
So, like, he's looking at Osel and Quill thinking, jackpot, this is going to be shooting fish in a barrel. And then, like, you yell, that thing couldn't cut an onion. And he's like, oh, what? Ah! And, like, he shakes his head. All right. Well done. Anything else you'd like to do? You going to stay where you are?
Nope, not for right now.
All right, Quill, back to you.
All right, I'm gonna drop concentration on.
Okay.
Thank God.
Both of you are the vines just recede quickly back into the ground, and you are no longer.
And as I just walk past Osel, I just kind of give him a sideways glance, and I walk directly up to him, and just give him a quick dagger.
Okay.
A quick dagger.
Damn it!
12 does just hit.
Does it?
Does just hit. 5 damage.
Okay. All right. Well, makes me feel better.
So you drop the spell, and you're kind of feeling like a badass. You walk up and you go to shank this guy, and he like was not expecting you to drop this spell that quickly. So as you peel out, he wasn't ready for it, and you're able to get him. So
Absolutely.
You draw
so
some
I'm just gonna
blood.
stay exactly where I am,
Okay.
and just kind of smile as I have my dagger in him.
Avion, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna walk right on up. Oh, I grabbed a torch from my mustache.
I gotcha.
I am now the
gotcha.
torch.
Here you go.
All right, I'm gonna walk on up.
You
And
are
I'm-
the light of the party, honey.
Aw. I'm gonna try and hit him with my quarterstaff.
All right. Yeah.
Yay!
So
Oh,
quickly,
No.
what this guy thought was going to be an easy job for him is not, and he's starting to get real fearful. He's freaking out, and as he just takes a hit from Quill, you stroll up and you crack into him, and then another one blow across his head, and he's yeah, you can see the fear in his eyes as he's like, oh crap, this is gonna be bad. All right, anything else? You good?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
gonna save it.
So, his turn. He's going to make an attack on you, Quill. He's going to go with his short sword.
That vicious mockery got him at disadvantage.
That is true.
That's right.
I believe
Booyah.
that is true. Let me double check that real quick. Vicious.
Thanks, Sean.
Where did that go?
I always
Look
forget
at
that
you
part.
and your memory.
Memory Palace,
Yeah,
y'all.
that's it.
Memory Palace.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah, that's fine. No big deal. So let me make his attack. He does get 2 attacks with his sword.
2.
Yep. That was a cool story, bro. Okay, short sword at... I'm pretty sure an 11 does not hit you. Quill?
Nope.
No. Okay, second one. 13. No, a 9. 9 doesn't hit you either.
No.
So yeah, like with this in his head, like, I can't cut an onion. And he slashes at you once and he misses, and he slashes at you twice and he misses, and he like looks at his sword and he's just like, he is freaked out. He's like, oh shit, it's about to get real. And Nero, it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to start speaking into my book, whispering as Dolorious bells start ringing around his head. I'm going to need him to make me a save
Yep. Let's see.
for Toll the Dead. It is actually going to be a D12 on this one, though, since he's already injured, correct?
Yes, he is injured.
Gotcha. I'll just roll a D12.
Okay.
Iffy.
Let's see here. It's a 10.
He takes 9 points of psychic damage, or necrotic, actually. Excuse me.
Necrotic? Okay. So as the bells ring, like this black purplish arcane energy comes out and like circles his head just for the briefest of moments, and it kind of almost enters his ears, and he like shakes his head and like he's trying to fight and he's struggling. He's looking really rough right now. And that brings us to Osel.
All right, I'm gonna move up and glaive him.
Okay. Glaive away, my man.
Ah,
A 6. No, you have advantage. No, you don't have advantage.
No, I don't.
No, that doesn't hit. So he's shaking his head. You go for a headshot, and you just miss, and you almost hit Quill. Actually, on the downstroke, you come past and almost hit Quill, which probably
That was-
wouldn't bother you that much at
That
this
was
point.
100% on purpose.
All right, booyah.
All right, there's a lot of people around him, so I'm gonna do the vicious mockery again.
All right.
And this time I'm just going to like look at his sword and go, I think maybe you'd be better if you just put that away, honey.
Oh, he easily
Southern
he
style.
he does not. He makes his save, and he looks at his sword again, and he's like, I can cut onions, and he like rears back to make a strike. All right, Quill, that brings us back to you.
All right, so as I hear him yell, I can cut onions. I'm just gonna be like, sounds good. What are you making? And I just hit him.
With your quarterstaff? Or
No,
dagger?
with the dagger.
13 hits. Yeah, you hit.
Yeah.
And you go in and
Say, what are you making? As I stab him.
okay. And he like blood starts pouring out down the side, like where the leather armor kind of comes together. You get like almost like that prison shank style right in the side, and you catch him in there, and he starts He's screaming. This is awful. All
Are
right.
we still up?
He's still up. He's not doing so hot.
Oh.
Avion, that is your turn.
I'm going to hit him with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. So as he like takes the hit from Quill and like kind of lurches over in pain, you were aiming for a headshot, and as he lurches over, it misses. His turn. He rears back up, and he like. Did you pull the dagger out, Quill, or did you leave it in?
No.
You left it in.
Oh yeah.
So with it in, he's still got his hand out, and he's gonna try to make an attack against you, Avion. Actually. All right. That's just a normal roll now. 15 hit you?
Nope.
Okay, his second attack. 22 hit you.
Maybe.
So
Let me check. Oh yeah.
wait a minute. Yes. So as he's got this in it, he's trying to summon everything he's got, and he just comes across and kind of catches you right on the chin for 6 damage, and just blood starts pouring out of a slash just over your chin.
I'm an onion.
Oh gosh, y'all, this is great.
Onions don't bleed, honey.
But they make you cry. And it is Nero's turn.
I think I'm gonna have him make the same save as the bells continue to ring for him.
At a 12, correct?
Yes, it will be a 12.
Okay. He does not make that.
7 damage. That is necrotic.
And you see, again, quickly, that purple, black, arcane energy enter his ears, and then he kind of shakes for a second, and he just crumbles to the floor.
And my dagger's still in him?
Yeah, he falls off of your dagger, like as he
You're no
slumps
Daisy.
down.
You're no Daisy.
You're no Daisy.
You're no Daisy.
And he expires.
This time, it's legal.
Yes.
And with that, you have two dead guards in black leather armor at your feet.
I just lean into Osel and I say, that took way too long.
Gee, I wonder why.
I must say I find your fighting style interesting. Running into your own vines, I can honestly say in my 323 years alive, I've never seen anybody do that.
It's still fighting one, right?
Good to know I can still be surprised.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna go get the door.
So, just so you know, there are a couple of doors here. You have options on your doors. You have a set of double doors here. Here, double doors here. You have a single door here, and you have another single door down here.
Is there anything interesting on the bodies beyond, just your average stuff? I'm not necessarily trying to loot for...
It's not hard. So they each have short swords. They each have hand crossbows. They have black leather armor. When you
grab a crossbow.
Sure, go ahead. It's a hand crossbow. And you find plenty of bolts. When you're kind of patting him down, Nero, you do find inside of there seems to be a bump. When you're patting down the leather, there seems to be something over the left breast. And when you tuck your hand under, you pull out a metal symbol, and it's the same symbol that you guys saw at Delthrin's old home outside after Zerrick and Yip Yap disappeared. And it is the Zentarum symbol.
Is it on both of them in the
It's
same
on-
spot?
it's on both of them in the same
carry
spot.
up in the same spot.
It's on both of them in the same spot.
Do I recognize that it's Zentrum as well? Or
You would know at this point who they are. Yes.
I
your
guess
studies.
I'll toss it up to Osel since he's right there. I'll kind of be like, Zentrum.
These the web seems to be getting closer as we have continued this investigation. Perhaps we are closer to finding our long lost friends.
Or the real ones pulling the strings behind here.
All right. Point me at a door, and my foot will follow.
Also, Nero, with your quick pat down, you do find a set of keys on the one that you just killed.
And I
will.
just look at him and I just shake my head and say, "Better kick the door."
I'll, hand the keys and I'll just tuck them into my belt then.
Okay. Which door, Avion, are you going for? Door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3?
I'm gonna go for them that are double doors.
So you're gonna come back here
Oui.
and give that a kick. Okay. Go ahead and make a melee attack roll. 13. Yeah, that's enough because they are double doors. You kick in the middle and they bust right open, and you are able to see inside. It is a lit room. Sorry. Roll 20. Quit being a douche. There we go. You're able to see inside. One very surprised. Down here at the corner, he was not expecting the door to get kicked in. And back in the back, you see a guy huddled up, and he's got a crossbow held up, ready to shoot. And as you burst through and kick the doors open, here comes a bolt right at you. So you are going to have that. Pretty sure 22 hits you.
It might.
8 damage. So as you kick these doors open and you're super proud, boom, here comes the crossbow bolt right at you. And this other guy that's near the doors jumps back.
I'm just gonna look down at the crossbow bolt in me, look up and be like, that was a big mistake.
So this other guy kind of jumped back and tried to dive back, kind of not under the table, but try to get some cover. And the other guy goes, "The mistake was coming in here," and you see him start to reload and get ready.
Oh, sweetie. No.
So we're gonna jump just back in order here. Osil, you're up.
I'm gonna run. That's
Hold
30.
on, I gotta fix the doors. Hold on just a
Okay.
second. I'll let you guys through. Some weird dynamic lighting stuff going on here. Sorry, y'all. There you go. Now you can run through. Run to your heart's content.
I'm gonna run in and I'm gonna hang out over here. Oh, where'd I go? There I am.
There you are.
I'm gonna just stop here and wait.
Okay. Are you gonna hold your action or just?
No, I'm there. I use my movement up, so I'm good.
Well, you could for your action you could dodge or hold your action to move further and attack or cast a spell, or do you just not want to do anything?
I'll hold to guard.
Okay. So we'll say you're in you're taking a defensive stance.
Yeah.
So they'll have disadvantage against their next attack. Okay. So that brings us to Booyah.
Oh, right. So there's 2 guys in there. Honey, are you all right? I'm going to say, and I will cast some Cure Wounds on you, my friend.
Oh, to Avian?
Yes.
Okay.
So, my particular brand of Cure Wounds is basically shoving food in your face. Would you prefer chocolate or a buttery biscuit? I have both.
Can you put the chocolate in the buttery biscuit?
I don't know if I can do 2 at once. Why is this
Chocolate's fine.
It's not rolling.
That's weird.
Oh, there's my
There you go.
level 1.
Ooh.
Nice.
There you go.
That's helpful.
Chocolate.
And then I will go ahead and move up here.
Are you
And
moving up?
my bardic, I will, no, I'm not going to do bardic inspiration. Sorry.
Okay.
And that'll be my action.
Okay. Quill, your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna move. This is hard.
That's what she said.
I was waiting for it.
Damn
All right.
Tim.
Fuck it. It's a bonus action.
Where are you moving up first? Or are you gonna do
I'm
something
gonna
else
stay
first?
where I'm at.
Okay.
I'm gonna crack at it.
Okay.
I'm gonna shape into a craft cat.
Okay. Let me fix the size of the token real quick for you. There you go.
All right. And I'm gonna move. So Crag,
You have 40 feet of movement.
40 feet.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm basically now just move myself, blocking from you all getting hurt. Hopefully, I can't move it. Apparently,
I'll get you. Where do you want to go?
I'm just going as far as I can.
You can make it to
next
here.
to y'all.
You can make it right to there.
To there.
So
All right.
Nero and Avion, as you're there, all of a sudden you see Quill like focus down, and this giant cat, like mountain cat, appears and just strolls right past you into the room.
And I'm so that was my bonus action of movement, and as a action,
You could attack this guy. You're close enough that you can attack that guy.
I'm close enough to attack.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna take a claw at him.
18. That definitely hits.
Yeah, for 10 slashing.
Yep. So you just rear back and claw right across and like catch him in the face and just tear bits of his flesh off of his cheek.
Okay.
And that guy is freaked the F out. And that
Yes.
takes us to Avion, your turn.
I'm going to move on up right here and take a shot at the guy that shot me
Uh-huh.
because I think he's being very rude.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, boo-yah, not booyah, but booyah, you lift up and you're like, ha, poof, you fire off, and
I'm going to use the bolt that was in me, too. I'm going to rip it out and fire his own bolt back at him.
I'll let you do that because that's cool as shit. So yeah, you pull it out of your chest and then like you turn over the hand crossbow, drop the bolt that's in it out, slam this one in, and fire it back into him. Yeah, 11 damage to that guy.
I'm gonna give an inspiration to Avian because that's badass.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and mark your character sheet with that if you want to, so we know that it's on there, because it'll give you a little icon in the top right corner to show that you are inspired.
Yes.
All right, so that is going to bring us to their turn. So this guy closest to you, Quill, he is going to attack you with his sword. Actually, I take that back. He's not. He is freaked out. He is going to back up as far away as he can. You're going to get an opportunity attack against him.
Heard.
So go ahead and roll that up. Yeah, you as he's piecing out, like on his back, you just claw down his back, like catch him at the top of the neck, and then like peel his back armor away, like right through the leather armor and down. And he's just screams, and he's just trying. There's nowhere for him to go, but he's just trying to get as far away from you as possible. This guy is going to take the bolt that he shot you with, that you shot him with, and shoot you back. No, I'm just kidding. He has another one ready. He pulls up and he's going to shoot at you this time, Quill. He's going to attack you at that. He sees this giant cat come in and he's not happy about it. 21 hits.
Yep.
For 3 damage.
Yep.
Okay. And then he furiously starts trying to reload again. Nero.
All right, I'm going to kind of run in, fire an Eldritch Blast, and then come back behind this door and put my back against it.
Sure. Who are you shooting at?
I will go ahead and shoot at the one that already got them claw swipes on it that ran away.
It's the guy on the right. Okay.
All right, so let me hit that Eldritch Blaster. Afraid not.
Nope. 8 does not hit. So as he's like trying to flee, it just sparks, hits the wall, and then like dissipates. And then you pop back out and throw your back up against the wall. Osel, your turn.
All right, I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Searing Smite.
Oh
And
my god.
I'm going to run up to the guy in the corner and glaive him.
So he makes the con save.
Okay, well, he takes 12,
Sorry.
12,
12 slashing damage.
12 slashing.
Yep.
And then he does take the 1d6 fire damage.
Which would be halved because he makes the save. So he'll just take 1.
1, yep.
Yep. So yeah, that guy, you come in, you hit him, and then like the fire comes off the end of your glaive. The divine. What color is your?
It's black.
Yeah. So the end of the glaive just suddenly flares this black divine energy, and as you come down and cut him, it just like sears the wound back shut, and it adds just a little bit of pain to him, and he's screaming. And that takes us to Booyah. Booyah, booyah. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
So I've got a big kitty next to me now.
Yep.
Oh, honey, I don't think I've ever fought with a cat like that before. And I am going to move forward 15, 20. I can't see the rest of the map. Oh, good. I can get up close enough. And I am going to... I'm going to take my long sword. Two-handed. That's a thing. Is that it? Yeah.
Yep.
I'm assuming an 18 hits.
Yeah, that hits.
Yep.
And you go ahead and describe how you take this guy down. Now, his back is to you, so you would have had advantage, but it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Unless you want to try to crit, you're going to kill him anyhow. So go ahead and describe.
No, that wasn't going to help at all. So I walk up behind him and I go, "You ain't going to run away from me, honey." And I just slash his head off.
Okay. So yeah, you come back and just you see it flop down and hit the ground. His comrade over there is now like he's terrified. You may see his leg get a little wet. And Quill, that brings us to you.
So I'm going to know at this point that Osel, after that shining kill over there, is probably gonna at least kill this person. I'm gonna walk my happy ass out of the room
Okay.
and take full movement
Where are you going?
to
Back where
this
you were?
next door. Yeah.
Okay. To the next
And-
door? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take my attack action to open the door.
Yeah. Claw that door. Go for it. Yeah, I mean, you hit it, and you see, like, you take your first swipe, and it digs in deep. Now, this is a little bit of a thicker door. You go for the door, and it doesn't quite shatter. Like, it's still on its hinges, but you've opened up a little bit of a crack top and bottom, and you can like you start to hear a voice, and it's saying, "Get me out! Get me out! Get me out!" And you recognize the voice.
I do.
As Zerrick.
Oh, as Zerrick?
Yep.
Oh, then I don't have any movement left. I used my action.
Kill him.
That's
Kill him.
That's all you got. Zerrick the Imprisoned. Yeah, that's all you got, my man. It's gonna bring us to Avion.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to move up here and take a swack at this guy with my quarterstaff.
It hits.
Oh, it hits?
12
Awesome.
hits. Yeah. And with that, like, bam, you swing at him, you catch him in the head, right in the jaw. You feel the jaw break through the quarterstaff, and then he just drops.
That's what you get for fucking shooting me.
And he is out.
Osil turns to Avi and say, "Remind me to kick Quill's ass when we're done with this."
All right.
I don't think I'm going to have to remind you.
So, those two guys, same thing. Black leather. If you do happen to check, they will have the Zent like emblem underneath their thing. Hand crossbows, short swords.
So, this door did not open because it was a little bit thicker, right?
The door that Quill made an attack on?
Yes.
Yes, correct.
I guess with my turn, I will pet that craggy, soft, sweet head of Quill's as a cat, and I'll take out the keys and try to open the door with a key.
Yeah. So you go in and you like turn the key and you kind of push, and you meet a little resistance at first because it's kind of off its kilter, but you're able to push in, and as you open, you see a little gnome hanging out in there by his lonesome. And he says, "Thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I was just about to break out of here. I am so glad I have friends to help me now."
And I bare teeth immediately.
You go in and there's you can light a torch in there, and you see Zerrick in there, and he's bound, hands behind his back, and they're like shackled then to the wall, and he can't move his hands.
Oh, and then I run in and just start licking his face.
I mean, can I light up those chains with an Eldritch Blast?
Yeah, you could certainly try that.
I'll try the wall ones. Obviously, I'm not going to try to hit his...
Very focused precision attack. Yeah, you're able to do that easy. Like poof, zap, boom, they come off the wall, and he's able to stand up and like they're still behind his back, but yeah.
Tight.
And with the keys that you have, you're pretty sure there's more than one key on there. You're able to actually unlock that and get him out.
All right, I'll step out of the way as his friends and comrades come back in. I'll just kind of push up against the wall and...
Sure. So yeah, like it's a pretty small room with Quill in there. There's not a lot of space left. As the crag cat and Zerrick's just kind of like, oh.
And I'm still licking him, not understanding that he does not know that I'm Quill.
Right. So he's just freaked out. He's not quite sure what to do, and he does like a dark elf coming in. He doesn't know who you are, but you let him go, and he says, "I don't know who you are, but thank you. I think it's time to make a hasty retreat."
And so I was like, as I hear that, I turn the corner, and I'm now protecting him because I feel like he is making a hasty retreat. So I'm just covering his base.
Okay, so he starts to make his way out, and he looks up and he sees you, Avion. And he goes, "I don't know you. I'm taking it, however, that you are not here to hurt me, having broken open the door and potentially." And he looks down to his side, taking these two out. I will take my chances with you, and I think it is time to go.
I'm gonna just step aside and let him walk by.
And he walks out, and you see Osil. You see that it's Zerrick,
Zerrick, glad we have reacquainted. We'll have to certainly go over your trials and tribulations since we last seen each other.
I have much to tell you. I do not want to tell you here. I want to be as far away from here as possible.
Understood. Where's Yip Yap? Were you both imprisoned here?
We were together for a time. They took him. I don't know where they took him. They mentioned searching for Amber. They mentioned that he knew where it was, and they may have taken him to go find it. I don't know.
A damn kobold. Okay, well, we should make haste to try and get to Yip Yap. We can't have them let that Amber curse their minds for very long.
All right, so you guys want to book ass out of here?
I mean, I suppose Nero would be like, are we sure that there's nothing else of value in here? Knowledge.
Yes, we will stay here. Like, I can't speak. Never mind.
You just hear like roars and like giant cat meows, like a baritone cat meow.
I think you upset the cat, honey. Could it be that Yip Yap is maybe over in that other door? Maybe they took him over there.
Well, we're already here. Might as well look around the whole place, see what we can learn.
There is
Knock.
one door still left unkicked.
Knock, knock.
Make your attack roll, girl. Yeah, you just absolutely wreck this door. You 100% destroy. Like, it flies off the hinges. It's annihilated. And you see an empty room.
Nothing here.
There is a door here. Oops, sorry. There is a door up here to the left, like midway through it, and another one near the end up to the right. You do see a desk over here.
I would like to go look through the desk.
Sure. So you go up to the desk. Roll an investigation. Actually, don't even bother. You're able to look. You're just able to look and see. So on it, you see a bunch of parchments, some scrolls, and all of them are to do with the Zents trying to infiltrate and like take over. They're talking about businesses that they've gotten in with that are no longer with the Scarlet End. They are now with the Zents. You also are able to see that they've been giving the Zents are trying to entice people to join them by giving kickbacks, and there's like a list of monies that they've given to people to say like, we'll give you an extra 1,000 gold per year to deal with us. You also happen to find like way down under, like in the back of the desk, shipbuilders. It's almost like a contract. It's poorly worded. But shipbuilders from Suzale, which is a nearby city, they've enlisted the Zents to go undercover to try to steal plans from the shipbuilders in Marsember. Shipbuilders. Okay. SHIP, not shit builders, shipbuilders.
Okay. I'll go over them. I'll cross-reference them with Avion, actually. I'll be like, I recognize some of these businesses and some of these names. I'm assuming you'd recognize more having been here. These seem to be who's infiltrated.
Let's see. You think we should warn them?
I think they're already infiltrated. So I think anybody not on this list are the people you might be able to trust. But on this list now, I don't know.
How many of the names do I recognize on this list?
Maybe like it's only a list so far. There's like 4 names on the list, and you recognize 3 out of the 4.
Plus there's this on the shipbuilders. Seems they're trying to take over some plans or something somewhere here in Marsember. Not exactly what I thought we'd find here, but nonetheless could be useful.
You think they're planning some sort of naval attack, maybe?
From what I know, they have their strength in infiltrating businesses, governments, sowing chaos, all for profit. It depends. They have their hands in just about every pie. Or marshmallow.
So-
Did I say that right? Marshmallow.
You did indeed, sir.
Avion, you know that Marsember is their shipbuilders are basically like tip top in this area. They are the best shipbuilders in this area of the Dragonmere. And that typically they're not naval vessels being built, they're commercial vessels. So you get the impression based on what Nero has told you that it's probably not militarily aligned.
All this subterfuge and business makes me wonder why I should even care at this point.
I just considered another door.
Well, I haven't kicked something in approximately 5 minutes.
I just move up to her and I just rub my head on her and just like nudge.
Just the cat.
All right. What would you guys like to do now? Zerrick is actively like, we need to go. I need to get out of here. And he's moving. Like, he's not even waiting for you guys. He's booking it.
Bye, nice meeting you.
He's like, you can come with me or not. This is Zerrick the out. And he like...
I'm just gonna run up to Osel and I'm gonna give him a scratchy tongue kiss. Right on the face, just knowing it's gonna piss him off, but at the same time, just knowing that he knows that I'm there.
So yeah, like... Zerrick is piecing out. He is gone.
I'll start following Zerrick. Like, unless there's anything else you want to do here, I think we got everything we came for.
I agree. Yeah, I follow Nero after Zerrick.
Yeah.
But there are 2 more doors.
There are 2 more doors.
I'll stay with you, honey, if you want to go kick them open.
I do want to see what's in those doors.
Okay.
We'll detain Zerrick at the entrance while you kick down whatever doors you need.
Yeah, Zerrick's he's got short legs. He doesn't move very fast. So you're able easily, Nero, to catch up to him, and you kind of like hold on just 1 second. So yeah, Avion, you go up. I'm just gonna, for the sake of expediency, you go to this door on the right, you kick it open, and it's an empty room. There's a bed in it, a couple of bookshelves, and really nothing of any value or interest in there. You go to this door, you kick it open, and you are right at the base of the steps.
All right, I'm gonna go to the base of the steps and wait for everyone else then.
Sure. All right. So you're able to come back over here. Booyah, you're able to make it back there. Osel, you follow through down this way. Quill, you're going down this way too. You guys all make it out to the base of the steps. Let's go ahead and take one last break here. Steve, now would be a good time if you want to queue up the next giveaway. This would be a good time to get that ready, and we will be back in just a few minutes. We'll probably just do 5 minutes this time, just enough to let people refill and drinks and get stuff done. So we'll be right back.
Excellent.
And welcome back, everybody. Thank you for the short break. Here we go. So, the party has successfully rescued Zerrick, and they are now exiting the building. And that's where I will start. So, as you exit out, Zerrick comes out, and he's like, "Oh, God. Whew. I'm happy to be out of there. That was, whew." He like shakes it all off. Quill, are you still in crag cat form, exiting?
Yes.
So you're gonna walk down the streets in crag cat form. Okay.
Now I'm gonna walk out the building,
Yeah.
looking at Derek
Uh-huh.
immediately, and I'm going to not realize I'm still in crackhead form, and try to talk to him and be like, and then be like, oh shit, and then I'm gonna turn back, and as I turn back, I still have a little tail, and realize I'm really bad at wild shaping.
Okay.
So I'm just turning back and he's gonna see Quill jump up and be like, "Hey, by the way," and I still have paws and a tail, but it's Quill.
Gotcha.
And then I have to shake it off and
Okay.
turn all back.
Okay. So you pop back and you're like, ooh, whoo, hello. And Zerrick's like, yes, Master Quill. I did not recognize you. Whew. We need to move. I want to be as far away from here as possible.
Yes, we will, but you are in company of friends, and we have you protected, obviously.
Is there a place we can get a drink? I could use a very good drink right about now.
I immediately hand him a flask of Elvish brandy.
Okay. He just like starts drinking it. And he's
Okay, we will still go somewhere. Where's Yip Yap?
I don't know. They had us together. We were together for a little while, and I overheard a lot. These people talk way too much. Zerrick the Observant, and he says they spoke of Amber, which I've said before. They spoke of taking him to go find it because they thought he knew where it was. They spoke of using its power. I don't know much about this Amber, but
When's the last time you saw him?
that was 2 days ago.
2 days.
2 days ago.
What did he say between the time? Because there's about 9 days in between. Did he say anything to you? Is there any?
We spoke of shiny things. We spoke of digging tunnels. We spoke of the chieftain's daughter that he is in love with. That he was banished from seeing. We've spoken of many things. He is a talkative one for a kobold.
Also, do you think you would have told them where the Amber was?
I would hope not, but we don't know what kind of forceful tactics they may have used upon him.
And like Zerrick just starts walking in a direction. He's like not sticking around. He's walking. He's like, I don't. Let's go find a place to drink. I need a warm fire, a soft chair, a nice meal, and a cold or warm drink. Either one, as long as it's a drink.
All right, I guess let's take him to the Tankard of Eels and we can sort this out.
So you guys head back, and he's like, for a little gnome, he is determined. Like he is just trucking. Like like how you walk through an airport with that sort of like need to get through the airport. It's that sort of movement. He is just weaving in and out of people, and there's still people about. It's probably like 8:30, almost 9 o'clock at the. Not even that. It's like 8:30 at this point. So you start moving around, and you're approaching. You are approaching the Tankard of Eels, and you start to come up. And let me flip over here for you guys so you can see what it looks like for you. So you guys will all come out like over this way. You'll be walking out this way. And you walk out, and there's still like stuff out. People are still out, whatnot. But as you walk up, you start to hear things that are not good. You start to hear screams. You start to hear like terrified shrieks. You start to hear like chaos starting to erupt. And as you walk up, the first thing you see are down here. You see two like city guards fighting with a zombie. And you continue just to hear shrieking, and you hear people running, and like it's just pure chaos. The city is suddenly, this area is starting to erupt. Like the loud, like the sounds start to crescendo, and screams and shrieks and terror is starting to pick up. And these two guys are swinging at this thing. Let me bring your tokens in here, and then we can get crack-a-lacking at this. It's utter chaos. Like it's starting to get really, really bad. Sorry, this takes a second. I hate that it doesn't bring your tokens with you. Thank you, Roll20. If you're listening, Roll20, make it so that you can bring active player characters screen to screen. Alright. Here we go. And it's going to bring a torch. I don't want to bring that torch with us. Here we go.
I'd be like, it seems that the Necromancer has made his move. The city's under siege.
We should bring it. This is our city. We should bring it back.
We have to get to the tankard immediately.
And
Alright.
okay, so you all know where the tankard is, and I mean I should too. Which direction are you going, Evian?
I'm immediately casting Levitate on myself and using that to jump from rooftop to rooftop to get to the tankard. as fast as-
All right.
Okay. So yeah,
Well-
it's going to be. Let me switch the map here so that everyone can see the old battle map here. There we go, right at the edge. So the tankard will be to the left of your screen. It's further up that way. As you've exited and made your way through the city, it's going to be at the far edge. Let's, for the sake of expediency, you've worked your way through the city, and you're just a few minutes away at this point. And down here, you see the two city guard fighting with the zombie down in that area down there. So Avian, you have levitated, and you're just like. What's your movement with that? 30? 30 still?
40 feet.
So 40, so you're able to pop up 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. You can get to about here. Zerrick is gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, Zerrick just pieced out. Zerrick was like,
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
he just took off running. He's like, I am done with this shit.
Damn it, Zerrick.
Alright, so there you are.
Also would want to run up and help the city guard with the zombie.
Absolutely.
I will follow Avion, and I will cast Spider Climb on myself and creepily. Going across the walls and on the roofs behind her, just.
So yeah, so you'll have to use your movement to go up.
To go. Gotcha.
So you can probably get your movement's 30, correct?
That's correct.
You can probably
That
get
is great.
you can probably get to about there.
Okay. Gotcha. So I'm spider climbing right behind her.
Yep. So Avion, roll me a perception check, please.
Yes, sir. Let me just pull up my sheet here. We're all talking like Paula Deen now. That's cool.
It's a little bit effective for everyone, I'm afraid.
So even with that 7, you're able to see up here, up in front of you, like as you're floating and trucking along, you see two like commoners being attacked by a skeleton right here. So let's go ahead and roll initiative so we can get everything going here.
Bitch.
Make sure you're clicking on your token first.
Oh.
I forgot this last time we rolled initiative, but my chef's knife of warning gives me.
That's right.
advantage.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
Woo! Look at that. Yeah, instead of a dagger of warning, it is a chef's knife of warning.
I rolled 8 twice. Really?
I rolled a 5.
For a paladin, that's like the worst. All right.
God damn it, dude! Why?
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put their action at the very end for the sake of expediency and moving through this. We're going to put their all the enemies at the very end, so they'll follow you, Osil. All right. So we have you going down. Nero, you've already moved up. You've used all your movement. You're there. Is there anything else you would like to do from there? You can see this zombie down here.
Since I cast that spell, was that part of this action too? Like, was that essentially this turn?
Spider climb would be, that would be your spell. You'd have I guess a bonus action left if there's anything you can do with your bonus action. I don't think you can.
Actually, I don't believe I can. So I'm gonna hold it there with that.
Sure. So I'm gonna put you right behind, in line with her, since you're trying to fight her. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, though.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that, you are able to, as you're tracking Avion, you do see kind of out here to the side, 2 skeletons kind of like hiding, making their way in, possibly going down. So they're down here.
Oh, I see him over here.
Yep. And you just see people like fleeing and just running all over the place. Booyah, that brings us to you.
Okay, so I've moved up beside Osel, and I'm going to slip a little cracker into his hand and say, "Honey, you got this," and give him bardic inspiration.
Nice. All right.
And then I'm going to move. Am I close enough here to attack?
No, one more. Right
Okay.
there. Right there.
Okay.
So yeah, these 2 guys are like deftly fighting this thing. They're doing a pretty good job. So go ahead and roll your attack.
Okie doke.
You going with the longsword?
That is my best attack, yes.
Okie doke. Yeah.
That'll work.
Crushing it with that. So you walk up, like these 2 guys are fighting it, and you just walk up and like, do you stab or do you slash?
I think in this case I would probably be stabbing.
So you just come in and like you run this thing right through the head, and you just feel it like go limp off of that, and you just drop your sword and let it drop, and you keep walking. Like total badass, like all right guys, next. So yeah, you take that thing out immediately. It's done. And those 2 guys are like wide-eyed, like holy shit, she just wrecked that thing.
It's all right, honey. You can go back to your other duties now.
They're like, oh gosh, all of a sudden, like we were out just on patrol, we heard the screams, and then these things just started popping up. We better go back and tell our commander, and they like turn and like shoot back.
What, honey?
They're like, we need reinforcements, and like you hear him screaming, like making calls out to other city watch, trying to like tell them what's happening and where it's happening. Avion.
I'm just gonna use my full turn to get 80 feet of movement and get right here. I'm trying to get to the tankard as quickly as I can.
So as you do that, you pass right over these 2 people being like, they're kind of defenseless against the skeleton. Roll a perception check for me.
And I'm gonna pull up my sheet again because I closed it for some reason.
Yeah, you are so focused on trying to get to the tankard of eels, you don't see really anything else going on. All right. That's going to bring us to Quill.
All right. Well, my best action would be turn into a just gonna go ahead and turn into a dire wolf here. Take as my bonus action.
Okay.
And take my full action, which is 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Full movement.
Yeah, you can move 100 feet.
Up to
If you dash, you can use 100 feet.
if I dash, but I can move to them
Yep.
and do nothing.
Correct.
I can be
I'm going to put you right here. Or
Okay.
actually, I'll get you to the other side. I'll get you right here. You're like right there. It's hard because you've got a
That's-
big square, but that's right there. As you ran by, you did see these two skeletons down here coming out. And they're
Yes.
like making their way out. Yeah, you're able to. I'll say for the sake of just
I wanted
alignment,
to
you can get like
bump up
right there.
and
Yeah.
be in the face.
I know
of
what you
that
mean.
skeleton.
Like you could be like right on it. You're like right here. Okay. Osil, with the glorious 5, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna run. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, right here, and then I'm gonna go 5, 10. I'm gonna run up right there. So I've used 50 feet of movement.
You were where? Back here?
I was back here, yeah.
That's probably right.
That's 40 feet right there. You can get 2 more spaces. If you want to get to that skeleton, I'll let you get to that skeleton.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Okay. You can't do any attacks, but you can
Nope.
get there. Okay.
Yeah.
Nero. Actually, no. I'm sorry. It's their turn. So you get there, and this guy's going to attack you, Osil.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. There is his first attack, a 16.
Yeah, hits.
3 damage. So you get up there like you're trying to get to the people, and he pops out and just slashes with his short sword and hits you. This guy here that's attacking the 2 people is not even going to turn to you, Quill. He's going to continue attacking those 2 people.
Can he roll a disadvantage on one of those pre-rolls?
Oh, this guy here?
If he's attacking those commoners, can he roll a disadvantage? I mean, we got the pre-roll.
Yeah.
There's
if you
some
want to,
defenseless people, and
Sure.
there's a full dire wolf.
absolutely, we can do that. So we'll drop that down there. You are down to 4, so it's going to attack those people, and let's roll this at disadvantage. Still hit it. Yeah, it's an 18. 19 was with normal, 18 at disadvantage, and it just catches the one guy, and you just see it sink its sword and like cleave halfway into its chest, and the guy just drops. And the woman is just shrieking and screaming, and she doesn't know whether to run or to like try to take care of her husband or what. She's so in a fit of disbelief that she doesn't know what to do. All right, Nero. Not yet, because we have a couple other things going on. So this skeleton here is going to move into your space, Quill, and attack you. Does a 15 hit?
Yep.
Yeah, it does. So 5 damage to your direwolf. You in
Hurt.
direwolf form.
Yep.
And that is... Quill, you also happen to see, from where you are, you see a zombie pop up out here, kind of crawl up out of the canal. Because this is a canal right here. This is the bridge over canal. And you see, at this point, you guys start to see kind of
Where?
everything happening. Over here on the other side of the canal. Right here.
Look, north.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see it. Okay.
Right here.
Yeah.
You see zombies starting to pop up, chasing people. Yeah, like you see some city guards. Well, you can't see them because they're through a building. But yeah, people are everywhere. It's getting absolutely crazy. And that's going to bring us to you, Nero.
Okay. Well, let's see. I got 5, 10, 15, 20 to get down. 25.
Yeah, I'd say like 20 feet. We'll call it a good 20.
I just want to get as far over as I can. I'm going to continue crawling. You know, I know I have to go down so I can crawl up the other building.
Yep.
But as I get down here, I'll go.
Now,
ahead and
I'll
fire.
give you this. If you want to make an acrobatics to jump across, it's only maybe a 5 foot gap.
Heck yeah, I'll make that acrobatics.
That way you don't have to do it.
Boom.
Yeah, easily. It's you jump across.
Sweet,
You don't
so I
have to
got a
use
little-
that. You got more space. Yep. And you can see like these skeletons pop up, and with your vantage point, looking across, you see up here. You see a zombie chasing a guy down. You see a zombie crawl up out of the water here. A zombie crawl up out of the water here and here, and like come up the stairs and start chasing this guy. You see 2 city guards up here. Fighting a zombie, and you see a zombie and a skeleton here start making their way up, like trying to follow people. And right here, y'all, this right here, to the left, let me move it to where the people at home can see. It's going to be a little bit difficult here, but over here further is the tankard of eels. So under where the initiative order is, this is the tankard of eels over here.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
I'll move that back out of the way when we get there.
Target-rich environment with my 120-foot Eldritch Blast. But I think this one that's like kind of this close one to the north over here. I'm trying to click on it. This guy.
Just this one here?
Yep. That's
Okay.
the one. I'm firing an Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay, so the one coming out of the canal, this guy here for the viewers at home. Fire away, my man. Yeah, that hits.
Finally.
And you just energy, arcane energy just comes out, manifests itself, and just envelops it and just drops it on fire. Just
Bone, gristle, and viscera just.
like it was crawling out of the canal, and you hit it, and it like falls back into the canal, and you just see steam rise up. All right, so that one is done, and that, I believe, ends your turn, and will bring us to Booyah. Booyah.
All right. I can get up to here, I believe. I counted that right.
Yep.
And I will swing at the skeleton. Since my sword is doing me so well.
You're wrecking stuff with that thing.
That's a 15 to hit?
15, yeah, that's going to hit that skeleton.
Excellent.
Yep.
And then for skeleton, I will definitely be trying to like lop off at least an arm, if not.
So you go, and like it's carrying, it's not even carrying a shield. It's just got its sword in its left hand, and you catch it on its right arm, and you like lop off the bones on that side. So it's now just got one arm, like pops it right off its shoulder socket. It's still up.
Okay. I can't do much else, so that's it for now.
Okay. That will bring us to Avion.
I'm still booking it. I'm gonna get there.
I think if you're gonna use all of your movement, you can get, let's see, 5, 10, 15. Even with 40, you can get to the front door without dashing.
All right. Can I use the rest?
If you
of
want to
my-
use the rest to get in, you
Yeah.
can use that to
Yeah,
get
I'm
in.
gonna use the rest to get in and look for Mia.
Okay, you get in, and yeah, she's in there. Like you had to fight to push the door open because it felt like people were pushing the door closed behind you or on the other side of it, but you're able to get in and like push your way in, and you see Mia there, and there's like a bunch of people trying to barricade stuff. They've pushed tables up against the wall. They've pulled the shark down off, and they're using it to brace like one of the side doors.
Come on.
They're using everything they can.
No respect.
And there's maybe like 8 people in there, half of which are like it's Mia, 3 other women, the cook and the bartender, and then you've got like two other like guys, and none of them, with the exception of the bartender and the cook, look like they could probably do any damage to anything. And she's like, "Oh my god, I am so happy to see you. I cannot believe what is happening. This is utter chaos. It has to be him. Oh gosh, I don't know what Delthrin's going to do. I'm so scared." And she's like, just like actively trying to throw stuff up against windows and doors. And
I just grab her by her shoulders. I'm like, we have to get you to Delthrin now. We have to get to that secret place. He has to seal it off. You have to be safe.
she's like, "I've made the call. I've asked him to come up. We need his help."
That's exactly what this guy wants. Don't you get it? He wants Delthrin.
But Delthrin's the only one who can help us. I've already made the call. I can't. I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do.
Well, you have to get these people down to the basement now. Barricade down there. I'm going to stop and fight here.
Okay, I'll barricade down there. We'll make a series of... Well, we'll do what we can. We've got sacks of grain, and we'll put whatever we can in the way. And she, like, gives you a big hug, and then takes off, and she's, like, gathering people up and taking them down.
Before she takes off, though, I grab her and I just pull her in and, like, dip her and give her a really romantic kiss, because we might die. And I'm gonna regret if I don't.
Yeah.
Aww.
And she's like, she's taken aback by a second, and then, like, she kind of returns it. Like, you sense that she's returning it. She returns the kiss, and then, like, pushes off and goes back down. She goes, "We'll make it out of here. I know we will."
I did realize something, Mia. I'll
Yes.
tell you later,
Okay.
because we will make it out of here.
And she's, like, already turned, and she's gathering people and, like, shoving them downstairs.
All right, I'm giving Avion inspiration if you don't already have it for that.
Yeah.
I do not.
You do have inspiration.
Oh yeah, I did for kicking the doors, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you would have had.
I will give you double inspiration. You have 2 inspirations for that,
Yay!
because that was cool.
My gay little heart is happy.
And that will bring us to Quill.
All right, so obviously the war's going on out here. I'm gonna give fast bite to this motherfucker in front of me,
This one, or the one attacking, the one that killed the guy?
the one that killed the guy. Obviously.
All right, make your attack.
Yep.
Yeah, 16 hits and 14. You don't even. He's not gonna do it. So you go up to this skeleton and you just bite and you, like, shake your head and you just see bones fly out.
Yes.
And it's just scattered about and it's done. It's decimated. That one is gone.
Yep. And so I'm gonna take movement towards, and I know he's gonna get opportunity.
Yep.
But I'm gonna take that towards the bar to the tanker.
Okay, so you'll get 40. It's 50 feet with him.
Well, double movement because
Well, you used your attack, so that
I did. Yeah, no,
you
just
can't do that. So, do you want to cut across, like, this way? Because there is a skeleton down here, and he's making his way toward this guy.
I'm gonna block this guy right here.
Okay.
Yep, I'll
So
take the hit.
you run up there. So let me make the attack of opportunity against you. Does a 17 hits you? So 3 damage.
Does.
So as you, like,
Okay.
take off, it slashes and kind of hits you in your hind quarter a little bit.
Okay.
And it draws a little bit of blood. All right, Osel, it is your turn.
All right, I'm going to glaive the skeleton right next to me.
Go for it. Yeah. Pfft. Same thing. Like, you go and it just crumbles. Like, you come down on top and it just completely shatters bones through the rib cage all the way down. Like, your glaive actually hits the stone on the ground and, like, sparks kind of arc off of it. It was so forceful.
All right, and then I'm going to move up to take on the skeleton up here.
Okay. All right, and that's going to bring us to Nero.
Okay. I
I will.
And from your vantage point, you see this zombie up here catch up, and it's attacking this guy. You see these two have like kind of not really closed the gap, but they're keeping pace with that, and like these two things are making their way up here. These people are trying to get into the tankard of eels up here.
Okay, I would like to move down as far as I can this way. I don't know how far that was.
15. Climb down. You can make it. You've got what, 30 movement?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can make it to here. 5, 10, 15. Climb down. 10. Yeah, and out 5. Yep, that's about where you can make it.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 30. Okay.
And then all of this in here is a canal.
Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire an Eldritch Blast on that one to the northeast of me that caught up to
That one?
Homeboy. Yeah.
Okay. Fire away.
Oh no, I did not at all get it.
So like climbing down the wall and like hopping down to the ground, you pop up, see him, and you immediately try to fire. You don't really quite set yourself, and it just errantly goes off. It like arcs off the water and almost skips like a skipping stone down the canal.
And since that was a cantrip for my action, I will use a bonus action to Misty Step to the other side of the canal.
Tight. Okay, go for it.
And that's it. That's
Okay.
it for me.
Booyah, booyah.
All right. I'm going to move up to this guy because I'm assuming I probably can't see this happening over here through the house.
No, you can't see that over there.
Okay.
No.
So I will just keep going with my longsword since it is doing me
You're
such
straight
a good
wrecking
job.
stuff with that thing. 10. Unfortunately, this time it does not hit.
And do I need to declare inspiration before I roll?
Yes.
Yes.
Never mind then.
Okay. So that will bring us then to Avion.
All right, I'm gonna take a running leap at these guys coming over here, and I'm gonna use my my quarterstaff to try and just knock his head in, and I am gonna use my inspiration for this.
Okay, I'm not even gonna make you roll acrobatics, like jumping down the stairs. It's just gonna be so epic. So like you run the first two couple things, and then boom, like you jump down, and it's maybe 10 feet in vertical distance down, and like yeah, you go to crack at the dude's head. So yeah, make your attack, and go ahead and add the inspiration to it. So that's a D6. So roll a 1d6.
Let's hope for the best. No.
Yeah. Well,
An 11. Unfortunately, oh wait. Which one are you attacking? The guy, this one?
The one where 11's gonna hit?
The one. Let me double check this real quick. Yeah, you do hit that one. Because that's the one directly in front of you. This zombie, you come down like 2-hand chop with your quarterstaff and 9 damage, and like you knock it prone. I'll even give you that. Like the force of you coming down and like the 2-hand, like you crack it in its head and like you feel its spine like grossly compress, and then it just falls down backwards.
And then I'm going to use my action surge to attack the one that was next to it with my quarterstaff as well.
Okay. Unfortunately, that one will not hit.
9.
We did just look. Steven corrected me. The divine is you got to announce before, but the inspiration is a reroll.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Do it, unless you
Alright.
guys do it differently. But
Cool.
No, we
Then I-
follow the same house rules. So,
so that's
Then
typical.
I-
So when you're
Okay.
inspired, it's a reroll.
oh, good
I'm
to know.
totally using my second inspiration.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. 13. That does
Alright.
hit.
I will take it.
for 5 damage. So you come down and you harness, come back in, think of Mia, and then boom, you make a swipe at this this skeleton here, and you do connect, and you do 5 damage to it.
Yay.
Its wrist breaks, and it's just it's kind of holding its sword funky, and it switches hands. Quill.
I would also like to inspire Quill for continuing to head off these zombie skelly boys.
There you go. You've got inspiration, Quill.
I'm immediately going up to this one right here.
Yeah, you can. Let's see. No, let's see. If you're here, this guy is this skeleton is trying to get to this guy. You're the only thing keeping it from getting there. This right here is elevated, so you'd have to crawl up to get to that. There's stairs up here, or you could scramble up the rocks over here and make your way into it here.
I will apologize, but who do I attack? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna attack these guys right here now.
So you're gonna leave this guy alone?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you move up. Yeah, go ahead. Make your attack on that zombie dude. He's kind of worked his way up. This guy's kind of come up this way. He's up here. 19. Yeah, that hits. And this guy, what do you, bite him? Yeah, it's a bite.
Yeah.
You come in and you've got this thing and you're just tearing it apart, and these fleshy bits are just flying off, flinging, splashing into the canal. Maybe even a little bit hits the dude in the back, but this guy's done.
I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to now move right next to this guy.
Okay. All right. Osel, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna glaive that skeleton right there.
Go for it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You wreck it. It drops. It's just, you come again, that same slashing motion right through it, arcing off the ground, and it's done. You're just turning piles of bone into piles of dust.
All right, and then I'm gonna move up here. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Sorry, one right there.
Yep. Nero. Oh wait, no, it is their turn. Sorry. So, with that, you can't see it, but this guy is attacking him, and he's gnawing on them. This guy has moved up and is engaging these two City Watch. This guy is actively engaged with these City Watch. You see 2 skeletons appear up north here and make their way, they're trying to get to the front of there. This zombie down here starts moving up. This skeleton, I think skeletons are at 30. He's going to come to you, Osel. He's going to attack you.
And I get pole arm master.
You do, so you get when he gets to 10 feet, when he gets to here, you get to attack. 10.
I will add my bardic inspiration to that.
Yeah.
So I get
1d6. Yeah,
6.
that's going to hit.
Cool.
So 7 damage to it, so it is still up. So it takes the hit, and it keeps coming, and it's going to attack you.
Mm-hmm.
21, I'm pretty sure, hits for 6 damage. So it takes the glaive hit to it, and it just falls into you and tries to stab you with its short sword. All right, this one is going to get to this guy and start attacking him, and it's starting to do some pretty good damage to him. This one is going to spend its movement to stand back up, half its movement to stand up, and it's going to then come and attack you, Avion.
Bring it on.
I'm pretty sure 7 does not hit you.
No, sir.
This skeleton is going to attack you with its short sword. Does a 12 hit you?
Nope.
So in your love rage, you're just deflecting stuff off and blocking stuff. You're fired up. These 2 guys are handling him. This guy is going to attack you, Quill.
Good.
Does a 12 hit you? No,
Nope.
I do not believe it does. So it tries to hit you, and it just like the fur it like rolls right down. It's almost like a back scratch on the giant dino wolf. And then it will now bring us to you, Nero.
Okay, well, Nero is going to kind of keep moving this way, but I'm going to fire an Eldritch Blast on the one that was attacking this common villager
Down here.
Yes.
Sure. Fire away.
Blast him away.
15 definitely hits.
Alright, it takes 6 force damage.
Okay, so yeah, it hits it and like it kind of rattles it, and it turns and looks at you, and it hisses. It's like, and it actually leaves this guy alone and starts to like turn toward you.
Oh, it didn't die?
Nope.
Oh.
All right,
Yeah, that is me.
that's you. All right, booyah, booyah.
All right. I'm surprised at this one. I can't.
You can get right next to Osel if you wanted to.
Up here.
Yep.
This is 30. Yeah.
Yep.
But this guy's being attacked, and that's not one of us. So, from my position, I could do. Oh, I have a short hand. That's right. I'm gonna use.
You picked up that hand crossbow.
But you know what? I'm gonna do vicious mockery instead.
Okay.
And from across the way, I'm going to yell at the zombie that he smells worse than rotting. Hey, I lost the voice. Stuck on it. You smell worse than rotten potatoes.
And the skeleton like turns, and it like tilts its head. It understands, and it just. And then yeah, like you do, it fails its save, so it hits it, and it like kind of shakes its head and turns back, and it looks back at Nero, and it hisses again. All right, and that's going to now bring us to Avion. Yep, Avion.
Smack the crap out of the one that just stood up.
All right, fire away. You've got a 13 on that zombie. That definitely hits. For
All right.
10, yeah, you drop that thing. It just goes down.
Yes.
It is dead. All right. Nice. Quill.
Alright, so. I'm just gonna bite the fuck out of the one in front of me.
Bite away. Yeah.
I guess that'll work.
9 damage. It is still up, but let's make a DC 13 con save. Just makes it. So it is still up. But yeah, you bite the crap out of it and like tear flesh. Like you pull a whole arm out and you're like flailing it about.
Or no, I'm gonna keep it in my mouth.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
s-
move. I'm gonna let it take an opportunity attack against me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move right here.
So you'll have to climb this part of the wall here.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
But you can get there. It's just gonna you'll have to. You could get you can get there. You have 50 movement. You can get there. Even with the climb, you can get there.
Okay.
Okie doke.
So I'm gonna let it take an opportunity attack against me.
Yep. So let's see. It's the skeleton. It's going to. Nope. Sorry, that was the zombie. 21 hits, so 4 damage.
Okay.
All right. Osel.
It's gonna glaive.
Yeah, that hits. 11. Yeah, you drop this one too.
Alright, I'm gonna come up here and help this one that's by the guy then. So 5, 10, 15, 20.
You are a skeleton wrecking crew, my man.
Seriously.
All right. it is their turn. So, at this point, with everything happening, the doors open. Avian, you like over your shoulder, you see the doors open, and Mia is floating, being pushed, like she's levitated to being pushed, and she
Wait,
gets,
Mia's?
yeah, yep, Mia is being pushed. She's floating, and she gets pushed over here to where these two skeletons are. And I don't think I can, maybe I can move this so the people at home can see. Let me see if I can do it. Yes, so up here, people at home, up in the top left, just below me, Mia is pushed. And all of a sudden, it appears like a cage around her with these two skeletons. And you see out of the door this little boy walk out wearing blue, and he looks over at the cage, and he looks at you, Avian, and he throws that smirk, and he says, "And so it begins." And then you see these two skeletons just start tearing into Mia, and she's just screaming and screaming and screaming. What would you like to do, Avian?
I'm immediately gonna run over to the kid and be like, "Put me in that cage instead, you little freak."
And he like kind of waves his hand, and you just feel yourself go stiff. You can't move. You're being held. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Yeah.
Damn fucking right.
So you fight it, you shrug it off, and
That's my bitch.
he looks at you. He looks at you, and that smirk kind of fades a little bit, and it kind of the slightest bit of worry. And with that, let me bring him up on screen here real quick. Just give me 1 second. Let me just move him to where I can do this. Hold, please. So he was like right here. And that's just below. Sorry, guys. Let me move this turn order down here. And you see him, as you say that, you're like, as you shrug it off, you see him like just disappear and reappear over here.
Wait, sorry, I didn't see where he went.
Down here.
Oh, that guy that you're
Yep,
pressing on?
that little kid.
Okay.
Which is kind of hidden, and I can't move I'll move it over just a little bit so that everybody at home can see too. Man, that's really far away. There he is. Sorry, y'all. This is a big map. Yeah, he blinks out to here. Now, this is a wall right here in front of him. He's like on the top of a 20-foot wall. And he just looks at you again, Avian. He goes, "She will suffer for what he has done." And they're just absolutely tearing her apart in there. Like,
No.
Mia she's fallen to one knee. She's fallen down, and they completely kill Mia.
They killed Mia?
They've killed Mia.
Wait, we all know that Mia's dead.
You don't know. Avian knows.
Yeah, we can't see from here.
You can't see from there.
Would there have been rounds enough that I could have moved forward in all of that?
Yeah, if you want to move up, you can. If everyone wants to put themselves where you'd like to be. think 2 rounds. You get 2 rounds of movement where you'd
Okay.
like to be.
Oh, I would have kept moving this way, and I still got the spider boy on.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use that scroll of dispel magic that we got to dispel the cage?
You go through, you try it, you read the spell, but it has no effect.
Damn.
I'm attacking the skeleton.
Okay. You're able to take it out, and as you do this, everything you seem to kill at this point now starts to pop back up. All of these things, and you see, all of you at this point can see, he's made it known where he is, and he kind of comes up to the edge, right here at the pinnacle, right here at the very, very edge of that outcropping. And in this little boy's voice, which is really disconcerting, he says, "I am Janik, and I am powerful, more powerful than any of you. Delthrin, come out and face me if you dare. I've killed your great whatever granddaughter. Come out and fight." And he just starts laughing, and it's really creepy because it's this little boy, and it's just, it like, all of you just feel wrecked. Just this weird sense of, this is not right. And he starts laughing, and he's cackling, and he's pointing at things, and you see like zombies that you had killed and skeletons that you had killed pop up and come back to life, and people that were being attacked are now like doubled up and tripled up on, and it's getting really, really bad. And he just starts laughing, like almost like a belly laugh.
Can I attempt to cast Shatter on him?
You can try.
I think I'm within range.
Please.
Something. Anything. Oh, it's only 5.
DC 13.
But he has to roll a Constitution save.
Yeah, let me see here.
I'm hoping since he's little, it's not.
Yeah, he's actually gonna use counterspell and just.
Of course.
I had to look up to make sure he had it. So yeah, he just. And it's at a pretty high level, so you're not gonna be. It's gonna be successful.
So if he used counterspell there, I would. What I would like to do is use my Pearl of Power with my action, so I get a spell slot back, and I will hex him, and I will affect Con. Will be what he is at disadvantage for savings.
Okay.
So let me just make sure. Yeah, I placed a curse on it.
Yep.
And yeah, so Constitution saves he will have off, so that'll be my turn there.
Okay.
That's what I can.
Okay, so where is he on the map?
Right there. Hey, thanks for the raid, y'all. Yeah,
Where on the map?
he's right down here, like where you left this guy. He's up here on this like outcropping. Right above bottom. Do you not see the highlight?
Okay, I see it right there.
Yep. So he's right there.
God damn it. I can't reach it.
I just, with all of my movement, I just run up because levitate's still in effect, so I can just run straight at him. And
So
like,
he's right
can I?
here.
And as you run, you start running at him, and you're just fueled with rage. Like over your shoulder, you see Mia down, and you start running, and you start running, and you're trying,
running as
and
well.
you're trying. All of you are starting to try to close the gap, and that, friends, is where we are going to end tonight.
No. God, not Mia. No. Yikes.
So,
Not Mia.
thank you all for joining tonight. Not exactly the most enjoyable of nights.
Not for our party.
Not for Avion, not tonight.
No.
So, thank you all for joining. Kim and Sean, thank you for filling in tonight.
Thanks for having me
Mm-hmm.
This is tiny.
Next game, we will be back with Chris, aka Rolf the Looter, aka Yip Yap. Thanks for tuning in, y'all, and we are going to launch a raid, so